Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, I want us to pause for a moment, everyone, and think about something really big. We are living in a time when our youth and even adults, a lot of us are drowning in distractions. Phones, entertainment, peer pressure, doubt about our faith, and confusion about identity. It's a really common thing among our youth today. Many of the parents, they come to me that say, oh, my child is losing interest in Islam. Oh, my child does not listen to me. I try my best to get them learn, to get them pray Salah. They don't pray Salah. And sometimes you feel tired as a parent, having to push and have your kids do the best of themselves. You might feel like you're speaking too much, talking to your child again and again, but nothing changed. You're not alone in this. This is a feeling, this is a struggle. It's not new, it's something that's common. And even before we come to earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have given us example of Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah told us in the Quran of a prophet who lived for more than 900 years, teaching people to Islam, guiding people to Islam. Prophet Nuh Alayhis-Salaam, he taught people not for 9 months, not for 9 years, 950 years, calling people to Islam, teaching them about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, guiding them. Do you know what happened? They rejected him, they ignored him, they mocked him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserved the story of Prophet Nuh alayhi for us today so we can learn. It's not to entertain us, but to teach us, so to learn how to survive as believers in this world full of storms before the flood comes. So the legacy of Prophet Nuh alayhi is what we'll be discussing today, and how we can use that as Muslims to overcome the challenges of our time training our kids. My name is Imam Muhammad. I'm the founder and also tutor here and director of Maaher Academy Online Quran School. Today, inshallah, we want to go and talk about what does the lessons of Prophet Nuh alayhi teaches us as parents on how to raise our kids who are not listening to us, on how to guide ourselves as well. Why? This story is not just a story, it's relevant to our life today than ever. Because a lot of people right now, they reject Islam openly. They mock Quran and mock Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala openly. There's a lot of temptations, is getting more stronger. The mockery of the faith of Islam is normal now. People say anything they want, and our kids and everyone is saying that. So families are divided because of all this turmoil, and the children follow trends. The youth, they follow trends going on in society. They're not following the Quran, they're not following their parents, they're not following the guidance. We as parents will feel helpless watching a lot of the kids going astray and not being able to catch them. So you are all living in a world that feels like a flood of confusion. I'm going to read from Surah Nuh and to understand how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described Nuh and what did he do to save those Allah saved. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. أرسلنا نوحا إلى قومه أن أنذر قومك من قبل أن يأتيهم عذاب أليم قال يا قوم إني لكم نذير مبين أن اعبدوا الله واتقوه وأطيعون يغفر لكم من ذنوبكم ويؤخركم إلى أجل مسمى إن أجل الله إذا جاء لا يؤخر لو كنتم تعلمون. Prophet Nuh alayhi was calling his people to Islam, calling them to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And imagine, they mocked him, they called him all sort of names. And he said, Inna ajal Allahi idha ja'a la yu'akhar. When the time Allah has appointed for you to leave this dunya come, nothing can delay. You cannot delay the time to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so that's why we need to get ready before the flood comes. Now we're having the storm, we're having the thunderstorm of life right now. We need to get ready for this flood itself. The flood that happens with Prophet Nuh and his people is a test to let us know that when there's turmoil, there's chaos, there's always going to be a punishment at the end of the day. How do we want to save ourselves? If there's not going to be punishment, if there's no going to be destruction of the entire humanity, we'll go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's certain that we will go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَإِذَا جَاءَ أَجَلُهُمْ لا يستأخرون ساعة ولا يستقدمون. When your appointed time comes, if the world does not get destroyed, you will die and you will go back to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam called his people for 950 years, day and nights. He said, قال رب إني دعوت قومي ليلا ونهارا. Allah Akbar. فلم يزدهم دعائي إلا فرارا وإني كلما دعوتهم لتغفر لهم جعلوا أصابعهم في آذانهم واستغشوا ثيابهم وأصروا واستكبروا استكبارا. Nuh said he called his people day and night, in public, in private. And whenever he called them, they put their fingers in their ears. They don't want to hear him. And they become more arrogant. Subhanallah. And this is what is happening today. The righteous people, the scholars, the Muslims leaders are calling the people to salvation. But what's happening? They call them names. They blackmail them. They say, you're not serious. Go look for work. This is what people are saying. But subhanallah, when the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes, no one will be spared. And that's why everyone needs to take action today. What did the people of Nuh did? They did a lot of awful things to him. They said a lot of awful words to him. They covered their ears. They don't want to listen to him. They call him a mad guy. They mocked him. They ignored him. They threatened to kill him and his people. They refused to change. They rejected the message of Nuh Alayhis-Salaam for centuries, not even years, centuries. Brothers and sisters, you've been training your child and guiding them and asking them to do something for the last maybe 3-4 years, and yet your child has not changed. Nuh Alayhis-Salaam called for 950 years. But everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the Quran. So when Nuh Alayhis-Salaam was calling his people, they did not listen to him. Allah told him, واصنع الفلك بأعيننا ووحينا ولا تخاطبني في الذين ظلموا إنهم مغرقون. When it got to a point, Nuh was calling them. Allah now told him, it's time for their punishment. So do you know when the time for punishment comes? You don't know. Allah told Nuh that it's time for their punishment. That carved out an ark, make a boat, and you will make the boat with our own supervision and guidance. And do not ask us about those who have disbelieved. They will be perished and drowned. And it happened. وَيَصْنَعُ الْفُلْكَ وَكُلَّمَا مَرَّ عَلَيْهِ مَلَأٌ مِّن قَوْمِهِ سَخِرُوا مِنْهُ قال إن تسخروا منا فإنا نسخر منكم كما تسخرون. When Nuh and his people, they were making the boat, Allah asked him to save them from the flood. So the people of Nuh, the people in the city were mocking him. They said, what is this guy doing? You're going to float a boat on a dry land. But they have no clue that punishment is coming very near. And Nuh told them, if you are mocking us right now, we'll definitely mock you later on, inshallah. See, this is the reality of life. When the people are calling you to righteousness, they are calling you, giving advice. Do not think, oh yeah, their problem is too much. Go get job to do. Do not bug me about praying Salah. Do not bug me about reading the Quran. Subhanallah, when Allah's punishment comes, no one will save you. And this is what happens to the people of Nuh Alayhis-Salaam. They mocked him, they ignored him, they threatened him, they said all sort of stuff to him. They messed up the boats, they put dirt in there. And the people of Nuh and those who believed in him were patient. And that's why, subhanallah, when the people were heedless and Nuh and the people that believed in him were in the boats, the flood started. The son of Prophet Nuh Alayhis-Salaam was among those who perished, and one of his wives, they got perished. And that's why when Nuh was emancipated and his people were emancipated, they were in the boat. He told his child, "Irkab ma'na, come and ride the boat with us. وَلَا تَكُمْ مَعَ الْكَافِرِينَ, do not be with the disbelievers." His son was arrogant. He was not listening to his dad. He perished with those who perished. And when they were saved, Nuh was asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, "Oh Allah, you said you will save me and my child." Allah said, "إِنَّهُ لَيْسَ مِنْ أَهْلِكَ إِنَّهُ عَمَلٌ غَيْرُ صَالِحٍ." That your child that you called for us to save is not among your people. SubhanAllah, he knew this child was my child that gave birth to this child, but he was among the disbelievers. He got perished. He got drowned together with those who got drowned. Allah reminded Noah, though you could have given birth to this child, but is not of a good character. So meaning kids, teenagers, when you get advice, listen to that. Allah said it's not part of a family. He's going to get punished like all other people that were heedless. They were not listening to you. So listen to advice, kids. Teenagers, listen to advice before the time of flood comes. You are in the state of storm and you need to listen to advice right now, because when it comes, no one can save you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, because the blood connection of Noah with his son does not save him from the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because before then, he doesn't have iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So brothers and sisters, what are the major lessons that we need to learn from this? It is really important that we understand this as not just a mere entertainment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a lesson for us to learn. And that's why I used to say the stories of the Quran are not just there for entertainment. They are there to teach us big lesson on how to live our life. When everything becomes so confusing and you feel the world is heading towards something that is not in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, people are acting or living their life out of the realms of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's dictate, there's always going to be destruction and punishment at the end of the day. And you don't want to wait for that flood. You're right now in the storm of confusion and delusion and identity crisis. Then it's time to change before the flood comes and take you away. So 4 lessons we need to learn from the story of Prophet Nuh Alayhis-Salaam. We need to learn about persistence in preaching. We need to understand that we try to teach our kid for 1-2 years does not mean we have to give up. You don't give up. You don't give up. Noah was preaching for 950 years. So persistence in preaching to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, preaching to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, calling people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even when your child pushes back, you continue doing that. You don't give up. When you give up, then shaitan becomes the winner. You need to be persistent, even when your child pushes back. When the people you want to guide push back, you want to keep doing it. You may think, oh, my child will not listen to me anymore. What's the point of me telling him to pray Salah? My child will not want to learn the Quran. What's the point of me asking him to go read the Quran? Right? You don't stop doing that. No, remember, he prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide his people. He preached for 950 years, but rather they mocked him, threatened him, insulted him. They didn't believe in him. They got perished. Right? So Noah said he called them all the ways he can call them, in private, in public, night, in the morning, in the afternoon. But they were not listening to him. But subhanallah, you can imagine some people listen to Nuh alayhi salatu salam. And that's what Allah said, حتى إذا جاء أمرنا وفارت النور قل نحمل فيها من كل زوجين اثنين وأهلك إلا من سبق عليه القول وما آمن معه إلا قليل. When the promise of Allah's punishment came to the people of Nuh, they all got perished. Allah said, إِلَّا مَنْ سَبَقَ عَلَيْهِ الْقَوْلِ, except those who believed in the word Nuh was preaching to them, and they believe in it. And a little few among them believed in Nuh. So meaning there will be a lot of people that will perish. How do you want to save yourself not to be among those that will perish? This is the reality. Some people will get lost, they'll get astray, but you are listening to me. Allah has blessed you to listen to me right now. You need to take action. Save your child, save yourself from the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So persistence is the key. We need to use different approaches. If one approach is not working, different strategies to teach your child, to talk to them, different message. Is it different message? The same message. You can use different approaches, different strategies, but the same thing. You can use different ways to talk to them about what you want them to do. But at the end of the day, it's about what you actually want them to do. So one of the things I want to give you as advice as parents, do not shout. Do not give up. Do not yell. Change the method. Be positive. Do not change the message. Do not dilute the message of Islam you're trying to teach them. Be consistent. Be persistent. Change your method. Do not yell. Do not give up. Keep positive. Even if your child is resisting, your teen is resisting, your child does not want to learn the Quran, they don't want to attend Quran classes, they will do it one day. Do not give up. Consistency beats pressure. You don't want to pressure, but you want to be consistent. Every little reminder every day takes a long way to help your child. You don't want to get them pressurized, but you want to be consistent. You cannot get everything you want in a single day or month or year to change your child. But consistent reminder on the same message, inshallah, is going to work. Okay? So the second lesson we want to learn from the story of Prophet Nuh, Alayhis-Salaam, build your ark before the storm comes. Subhanallah, this is really profound. Build your ark before the storms come. Meaning, get ready, like Prophet Nuh and his people got ready before the storm and the flood came. Right now is the time, the chance for you to change and get to do the right thing, because you never know when death is going to come upon you. Death is really close to every one of us. So my advice is build your ark before the storm. Prophet Nuh Alayhis-Salaam and his people, they build the ark. Allah asked them, guided them to build what will contain them from the flood. So build your ark before the storm of the flood. And the flood, I mean here, before death comes in, or before your child grows much older. They are now 14, 15 years old. They are busy. The flood is already in your doorsteps, brothers and sisters. You try to train your child on time. Now, when the flood starts, not the time to get your child start learning. It's already gone. Do not wait for the flood to come. Among the floods of today's confusion is the kids at TikTok, Friendsters. TikTok's ideology is over the place. The misguidance, the doubts, the identity crisis, atheism, fitna of our time is enormous. And as parents, we don't want to leave our kids unguided. We don't want to give up. Your child needs the safe ark of Nuh Alayhis-Salaam. And what is the safe ark of Nuh that you want to give your child today? Try to get them to learn the Quran, practice the Quran, be among Quran reciters. You want your child to be someone that prays Salah. Put them in places where Salah is being observed. Try your best to pass Islamic knowledge to them. Nothing can filter them out of this storm they are in today except Islamic knowledge, except the Quran. Aside from that, you need to give them strong mentorship from the home yourself. You as a dad, practice the faith. Read the Quran at home. Share Islamic knowledge. Be steadfast in your identity as a Muslimah, as a Muslim mother, as a Muslim father. If you lose your own identity as a Muslimah, as a Muslim mother, your kids will not embrace Islamic identity. We are so deluded thinking that we're not putting on hijab as a woman and you want your child to be a good Muslim. It will not be possible. You are not observing Salah, but you want your child to observe Salah. You're not obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you want your child to be obedient to you. Your child needs a support system that will get them excited to learn and connected with the Quran. Imagine how your kids go to school and how they feel excited. So do not wait until your child is now 14 and 16 years old before you start having them to learn the Quran. The flood has already reached your house. If your child is 14, 16, they've not learned to recite the Quran, you already have the flood in your house. Because right now, the ideology, the concept of life they have in them is really well seated. It will take triple efforts for you to take it out from them. You still have time. If your child is 16, but you need to take action on time. So build your ark right now for a child to save them from the flood. The third lesson I want us to understand from the lesson of Prophet Nuh Alayhis-Salaam is that you give the message to your child, you deliver Allah's guidance to them. It is only Allah that will guide. Allah told the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, فَإِنَّمَا عَلَيْكَ الْبَلَاغُ وَعَلَيْنَا الْحِسَابُ. It is your own duty, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, to deliver the message. It is we Allah to hold them accountable. Allah will hold them accountable, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will do the rest. You as a parent, your own duty is to take effort. Try as best as you can, because on the day of Qiyamah, Rasulullah mentioned that كُلُّكُمْ رَاعٍ وَكُلُّكُمْ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَعِيَّتِهِ. Everyone on the day of Qiyamah as a parent, you will be asked about your kids that Allah gave to you. Did you try to train them according to Allah's dictate? Do you try to guide them towards Islam? Do you try to help them learn and understand the Quran? There's no doubt about this. Allah will ask you. But what will be your response if you don't take action on time? You let your child struggle, suffer. They cannot connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah guides the hearts of believers through the Quran. The son of Prophet Nuh Alayhis-Salaam didn't believe, and Allah told us how He admonished Nuh that this child of yours, although you gave birth to this child, is not a good child. Will Allah punish Prophet Nuh Alayhis-Salaam? No, he has tried his best. So you need to try your own best so you can have your own evidence on the day of Qiyamah over your kids. So family, love does not save a child. Your love for a child to give them everything they want except the Quran will not save them in this dunya, neither on the day of Qiyamah. But righteous actions your child do or does in this dunya will help them in this dunya and help them on the day of Qiyamah. So what do you need to do right now as a parent? When you give advice to your child, you train a child, but they still persist, they're not doing what you want them to do. Not praying Salah on time, not reciting the Quran, or not even want to learn or want to hear about the Quran. Make dua for them every day. Make dua for your child. In Qiyam Layl, make dua for your child. Yelling, screaming, complaining is not going to be the only solution. You got to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the middle of the night to change your child for good. Keep your home peaceful. Respect your husband if you are a wife. Be dutiful and be kind to your wife if you are a husband. Let your kids see the beauty of Islam in you. Keep teaching Islam and Allah's guidance with mercy in your house. Remove bad influences around your kids. If you know there are friends that influence your child, take them away from your child. If you know of bad places your child go to learn bad stuff, stop them from going there. Bring them closer to Iman. Bring them closer to the righteous people. Let them have good models from you, from the society that you live in. Keep good friends with your child, brothers and sisters. This is the only way you can keep and have this hope that whatever goodness you want your child to achieve in this dunya will definitely come by, inshallah. So to round it up, brothers and sisters, my last lesson I want to give you, which we've learned from the story of Prophet Nuh Alayhis-Salaam, is we need to save ourselves right now. Like Prophet Nuh Alayhis-Salaam, he saved the people that believed in him before the flood. They didn't start building the ark when the flood comes, right? And those who are much closer to you are the ones you need to save first. You need to save yourself first and save your child. So if you want your child to be saved, you need to be saved first. How do you see this life? How do you perceive the turmoil around you? How do you relate to those turmoil? How do you guard yourself as a woman? How do you protect your family as a husband? You need to start from yourself. And this is what can help you when you want to train your child. So start with yourself. This is my last lesson. Start with yourself and start with your family and start implementing the deen in your house. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us. Make sure your child is with the Muslims in the community. Do not listen to community mantra, things going on in the society. Listen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The dunya skills, you want your child to be an engineer, a doctor. These are good things, but do not let this deprive your child's connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will ask you on the day of Qiyamah about your heart, how you treat your family, how you connect them with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Many of you here listening to me, this is not the first time. learn the Quran if you cannot recite the Quran. Many parents say, oh, my child is busy, oh, the school activity are too much, oh, my child is still young, oh, we'll do it later on. Later on becomes 10 years old, 13, 16, and never they're not able to learn to recite the Quran. They feel embarrassed. You also right now think you feel embarrassed, you cannot recite the Quran. Noah built the ark before the storm. Okay, the storm is when a child becomes 16, 14, 18. It's hard, triple, double hard for a child to learn and connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at that time, except Allah wants to guide them to Islam. Brothers and sisters, you must build your child's foundation before their teenage years. If you've lost those teenage years for them, try your best to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and encourage them to keep learning. This is before the temptations in them will grow much stronger, and that begins with daily connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make a clear path and plan on how they will learn and what they want to learn. Get them the right companion and teachers to teach them. Let them be consistent on that. Get it structured. Get them learn the Quran and love it, and get them habits, a routine of Quran learning weekly that will help them. This is what, inshallah, we've created this program called the Accelerated Quran Program in our academy here that gives students ability to recite the Quran in just 16 weeks, and not just that alone, connecting them to the basics of the deen, learning fiqh, hadith, and topics that will help them build a good life. So if you want to get started, there's a training around the description. You can tap on it and watch the 10-15 minute video training that I display how we train kids and how your child also can start building that connection and start building the ark from today to withstand the turmoil, so you can start learning to recite the Quran and connecting with the Quran. So tap the link on the description on this video. You'll see the link to get started and watch the training video. It's free. You can see how that would work and how the program will work to help your child start building the ark for the storm. So inshallah, when the storm comes or the flood comes, they already have something to withstand and to prevent them from getting taken away by the flood. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.